Hello everybody, I hope you are all enjoying the beginning of this year, because it sure looks promising. I have a feeling 2020 will be the year of change. It's been quite some time since I last uploaded a video. Oh, that long. Well, you probably know that after the NDX run ended, I stopped YouTube content since I kinda needed a break for working on such a long project. But now I'm back and I feel motivated to make more videos. My creativity never stopped and new stupid ideas kept popping up during this long break. So I will explain what kind of content you can expect for this year later in this video. In any case, let's talk about the main topic of this video. Oh boy, I'm much more excited about this run than I initially thought I would be. This run started as a side project that I thought I could finish quite fast in order to prepare fillers for my eventual comeback. And while you can probably see in the first few fights that I don't put too much effort in them, this run ended up taking around 100 hours simply because the last few fights were much harder than I expected. So it's those few last fights that actually made me reconsider to make this run a main one for this channel along other Tales runs. Let's go deeper into the details. As you may know, I like to classify my runs into 3 different categories, so let's check out what this one is. Well, it's just a classic run. No fancy story, full of scenes and billions of editing. I'm kinda exhausted after everything I did in the past. Who am I even kidding? I took 3 weeks to edit this trailer and it was my favorite part of the run. Now for my favorite part, announcing the restrictions. Zelda only, hard mode, no damage, no skill tree, no support effect. Okay, I think those need some clarifications. Zelda only. Well, obviously Smash allows only one character to fight bosses, but I will only use Zelda during this run. Zelda is my main character in Smash since, I think, Brawl, and she has a lot of pros for this run. First, she has very strong attacks, and making fights shorter is always a good thing. She has a reflector that can send some projectiles back, and those did actually massive damage on bosses. Her up B is a teleport move, which allows her to avoid attacks more easily. And finally, she has very decent projectiles, which enable her to zone and avoid close range attacks from bosses. Unfortunately, Zelda also has a lot of cons. She's very slow. She has bad air mobility that makes dodging much harder for some attacks, especially attacks like the Waves of Doom from Galim and Darkon. Her attacks also have a lot of hand lags, whether they are projectiles or physical attacks, so that makes pretty much everything unsafe and you really have to know the boss pattern to avoid getting hit. No damage. Does this even need explanation at this point? Well, yeah, a bit. No damage in Smash means that I'm still able to shield attacks, though I don't really want to abuse it. And I can also still take damage from the lance if I'm out of the stage boundaries, which actually occurred a few times and it was quite frustrating. No skill tree. The World of Light mode gives you 2 ways to improve your characters. One is a skill tree. The skills are pretty broken, as some of them can really change how you tackle bosses. Like, getting more speed or an additional jump on your character can easily solve all the issues you have, so removing it was one of the first restrictions I came to choose. No support effect. Okay, this one needs some explanations. The second way you have to make your character better is using spirits. Spirits can increase your offensive and defensive stats. You can add some super spirits to the primary ones to get additional effects. Those super spirits are completely removed in this run for the same reason I removed the skill tree. However, that's not the end of it. Some primary spirits can also have additional effects. All the spirits are forbidden for the run. Balancing the restrictions wasn't that easy. I didn't want to go full no skill tree, no spirit, because fights will take forever and in a no damage setting it will be extremely frustrating. going more spirit, but keeping the skill tree would still make fights very long, but would also make all dodges easy and boring. So that's why I chose those restrictions in the end, because the length of fights felt quite balanced to me, and I would still have to learn the boss's patterns in order to beat them. One last thing I want to say is about the run quality. Once you've beaten a boss in World of Light, you can't refight it unless you are replaying the whole mod. So I couldn't do that, and I had to keep the first successful attempt, which means some fights may look more or less interesting than others. That should wrap it up. I'm quite excited about this run, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do, despite not being a Tales one. And that's actually the perfect transition to talk about the future of this channel. Okay, let's get it out from the get-go. There is no Tales run planned for 2020. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't create any Tales content. This year, the channel will mostly be oriented towards Smash stuff, but I still want to make some Tales videos. I still have a lot of ideas, so even if it's not for 2020, there should be more coming up in the future. With that said, let's see what kind of content you can expect for this year. For Smash, there is already the Zelda run, which will be rather short. I also want to upload some matches with friends, so I first want to ask them permission before I use any footage. I also want to try Alpharad's Nuzlocke challenge at some point, because I really like playing through the World of Light mod. So I think the majority of my content will come from streams. You see, I believe streams will be an easy way for me to make nice content without having to delve into insane editing and videos. I will try to stream arena battles with friends and even with subs if you all want to participate. I also want to stream online battles till I reach Elite Smash for every character. I haven't played online much because I lose my control quite easily and start to play very badly. Yet, I'd like to start attending local tournaments in France, so I first need to grasp a better understanding of the different matchups and characters, as well as prepare myself emotionally, I guess. That's it for Smash. It's already quite a lot, so I don't know for how long I will be able to follow those goals. Now for Tales. Well, I still have to record the making of the NDX run that I never finished because, well, too much editing. There are also the Heart exhibitions that I want to finish at some point since the game lacks a lot of documentation. Also, you may not know, but this year marks the 10th anniversary of NDX, so I'll definitely make something special for it. Stay tuned. In 2018, I held a survey asking your opinions on different matters, and I do remember people requesting for some ARM materials. So I try to do at least one video for Innocence and Arts R. Aside from that, the rest will be mostly streams, like random and silly challenges, or maybe I'll try to revive the collaborative Sunday streams with Kev, but I haven't planned anything specific so far and we still need to discuss about it. Aside from Smash and Tales, I still have a quite huge backlog of games, so I'll probably stream a few of them at some point. And that will be all? Of course, anything can be subject to change, so don't hesitate if you also have any suggestions about what you would like to see. I can't promise I'll be able to keep a constant schedule, but I'll try my best. You all still probably wonder why the sudden change in direction for this channel. Well, I kinda explained it in another and old video where I wanted to stop YouTube content, but I think what I mostly needed was a big change. I want to play a different game series, to share content with different people, and I don't think Tales runs bring much anything anymore to the community. So, well, that's about it. Additionally, as I said earlier, I want to stream to be able to create more content easily, but there's also another reason. You see, 2020 will be a crucial year for me, not only on a personal side, but also on a professional note. I will be working much more on international projects, so I really need to improve my English as fast as possible, and I believe streams will be an ideal way to become more fluent.
So no more subtitles on my videos from now on.
And I think that's all I wanted to talk about.
Thank you everyone for watching the video, for listening to all I had to say. I hope you're all as excited as I am. You can subscribe, follow me on Twitter, or join the Discord server if you want to talk about my videos or any other thing. So,
Yep,
let's all have a wonderful year together with lots of fun.
and see you all later.